Sunday the 18th. That's what the jungle looks like from the outside in. I need to get in and start doing some trimming, and let's zoom out a little bit. Try to start getting this under control. Even though the strawberries are growing, at least part of this needs to start coming out. You can see the tomato plants are growing really well. So at least this bottom row, at minimum's got to come out, which is where the lettuce jungle is going on. Cilantro, I've only grown cilantro like once, but have you ever seen cilantro that's, as big as your finger? At least from the stalk? No. Chinese broccoli is just going wild. I haven't done anything with it. It's just kind of been hanging out there. So there's grasshoppers, the nemesis. Yeah. Once these tomato plants get a little bigger, I can look at if they're in season as getting some praying mantis. That should take care of some of the grasshoppers. And if I get aphids, go down the route of getting ladybugs again. So tomato plants are doing well. Okay, a good 6-8 inches over top of the bucket, so a long cry from where they were 3 weeks ago, like that. Most of the things in here, they're just so runty. I mean, I started them too early. It was just too cold. A couple of the Cascabella peppers actually finally sprouted, but they're pretty runty, so I may start those over again. What do we got going on here? The Big Bertha, that's going to the trash because I already bought them. Watermelons already replanted in the tote outside. Chard I'm not going to do anything with. The 5 color is too runty. That's the second to the last row. Banana peppers, 3rd row in, maybe. Jalapenos did nothing. And pepperoncinis. So they're kind of renty. These are the 2 lunchbox ones. That was the runty orange, and this was the red, so that's starting to do pretty well. They're small, but it is what it is. They're in the hydroponics, and they're growing. This is the Serrano. It looks like I need to do a little trimming in the bottom and get a little more perlite in there. And these 2 were the Big Berthas, so they're starting to get a little bit above the buckets. The large red cherry is doing extremely well. Needs a little trimming. Looks like I'm going to have to get some strings up in here and start getting them clipped and getting them trained to do their thing. And then these are the 2 cherry tomatoes that I had, so they actually recovered a lot better than I thought they would. The lettuce jungle and the chard jungle. I mean, I think as I've talked about last week, this is, the size of a small child. What I didn't know, and hopefully I'll be able to eat it, and let me change the zoom, eat it before the bugs get to it. There's a strawberry hanging in there. There's like 2 or 3 leaves and one big old strawberry hanging out inside of there. And a couple blossoms in here. It was just an experiment. So, other than that, that's kind of the updates for the inside. Not a lot going on. Like I said, need to get at least the bottom 2 sets of tubes cleaned out as the plants start growing, and get these other buckets in. I was trying to hope for some of these other little plants to catch up, but that's not the case. I was going to try to do partial update outside, but my really horrible neighbors, brats, are outside, and nobody wants to hear that in the video, so My thought process is to rescue the cucumber plant, which is hiding there, and then there's one at the other side, and try to, where's the other one? The other one's, no, it's right here. It's hanging over the side. That's why I can't see it. It's already hanging. And trying to attach it to the feeder line. Is try to get the 55-gallon bucket, or the drum barrel, whatever you want to call it. Get that outside with the rest of the totes. The only thing I've got to do is, this is a 4-inch hole, same as my other problem with the other totes. Need to basically build an adapter, cut one out, screw it to this, and then get this filled up. And, you know, I don't think that's big enough to, if I take that bung out, I think that's too small. I don't think it's big enough, so we'll have to measure it. But that's the plan for today, is just some light gardening, and go from there. Maybe I'll splice something in later, but like I said, neighbors' brats are out, so I'll do an update later. But you know, you can see the massive onions. They're not green onions, they're onions, but good for onion tops. All right, it quieted down a little bit. Let me see if I can get this spliced in. So cucumber's doing really well. Well, sort of well. We got 2 decent sized cucumbers that need to be picked today. See if I can get myself in the shade. There we go. And there's some blossoms going on, so we'll see how it goes. I'm going to pick those and try to get the plant to do its thing. It's a little crispy on the bottom. I'm guessing some of that's transplant shock and some of it's heat. All the radishes that were planted, 2 weeks ago? 410? Yeah, 2 weeks ago. They're poking through, so I need to do a better job of thinning these out. Everything I've read says if they're too close, then that's why you're not getting root. So Brussels sprouts, the one in the middle, for whatever reason, and they're all about the same size, is outgrowing the others by 2 to 1. Nothing poking through from the watermelon perspective. A couple corn poking through, but then I replanted in all the other holes, so there's a little one starting to poke its way out. Nothing on the replant. Oh, there's one in the back corner. So some of these cucumbers are popping up from the replant, or the third replant, whatever. Snow peas not doing as good as the snap peas. The beans were kind of yellow, now they're getting green again. Those are doing much better than these two. And the long beans are kind of, I don't know if it's too wet back there or what. The blue lakes are doing okay. There's a couple weird spots in there that aren't germinating, so I gotta poke some more seeds in. Potatoes are doing really well. I need to get a couple stakes in to help support them and heal them up a little more. And then the ones in the containers are doing real well as well. The onion patch, and then the spinach, it is starting to poke through. That was 2 weeks ago. What did we put in here? This is dill. That was just last week. So carrots need to be thinned out. Maybe I'll get to that today. And a couple strawberries, but I'm afraid the birds are going to get to them, but we'll see. So I took the bung out, This is the 4-inch. That's going to go in the empty hole. The 3-inch will actually squeeze in there, so that's the next step. It's mostly filled with nutrient, and I'm going to wait to get it transplanted here, shove the roots down in there, see how far they dangle, and then bring the water up, or the nutrient up. So other than that, that's outside of doing some thinning and transplanting this. That's probably it for video updates, except for maybe once I get it transplanted. So that's it for this week, and like I said, I'll probably splice something in at the end here. Alright, let me get this last updating. So just went in, thinned out all the radishes, and thinned out the carrots. Carrots may not look it, but they did get thinned out. Picked the cucumbers. They were, I don't know, about that big. They need to be picked. They're the early ones, right? So let the plants keep doing what they're going to do. I did order some new green apple cucumbers. They actually came in yesterday. Checked the mail today. They were there, so replanted those just a few minutes ago. And healed up the potatoes. Added in a couple stakes, trying to prevent them from breaking if we have heavy winds again. Replanted a couple of green beans where they were bare. And here is the transplant. So the root system was, I don't know, about, the big bunch was probably about 6 inches, and then some of it went almost a foot. So the water level, or nutrient levels, right about here. I was able to squeeze in the 3-inch net pot and just push it into the larger of the two bung holes, as they call them. And then I just stuck the 4-inch one just to keep it covered and any junk getting in there. So anyways, there is a baby cucumber or two hanging out on here. There's a little bigger one hiding in here somewhere. There it is. But we'll see how the plant does. We are hitting mid-80s at the peak of the day already. So we'll see how this plant survives and go from there. Anyways, time to sew all the videos together. Till next week.